Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to the sound of drop fall into poison. Now, you may be thinking, Dave, what the hell? You finished this game? No, we have not. Basically, just as I was saying there, in the last episode, we did attain one of the true ends, one of the, I believe it is 4 true ends for the sound of drop fall into poison. So we obtained the ending, the Princess of Drops, or the Princesses of Drops. I can't remember the name of the title of the ending for certain, but basically it's the ending where both Himeno and Mayumi survived and kind of, find peace at least, like live their lives happily ever after together as friends. But obviously there is the sad part that Mari was confirmed dead 5 years ago, but we got to see her spirit, and for her to find peace, and for Mayumi and Mari to be reunited at the end to kind of get closure for each other's feelings, and that Mayumi doesn't feel guilty about the whole charm incident. Keychain incident, sorry. So yeah, that happened. So we got that true ending where it was Mayumi and Himeno survived. We didn't really hear anything about Kenji. Sadly, Sayo died, but that may have been unavoidable for the story. We don't know. So anyway, so we got one of the true endings. We have also seen in the playthrough so far, we have got a lot of the bad endings, but not all of them. And there is, I haven't shown you guys, but there is a gallery of CGs, and that is definitely, we are still missing a lot of CGs, so there is still more parts of the story. There are obviously other options and other paths for the story, so we're going to continue. So we have to retrace our steps. So what I've done is, as you can see probably on the screen already, we have returned to near the beginning of the game where we make our first choice. Just to kind of recap, so Mayumi and Himeno have just arrived at the at Manten Aquarium. Himeno's gone off to buy the tickets for Mayumi and Himeno to get in, but someone has asked Mayumi if she's alright, and of course we know it's Kenji. So he is asking, are you not feeling well? And we must make a different choice now, because these choices in blue, I believe, lead to the true ends. So we must make a different choice, and hopefully that will along the way, that may trigger different events. So a lot of content in these episodes, or the way the game goes, may be repeated stuff. So I will try and do my best to edit as much of that out and to skip that bit, so we just get to see new stuff, because you guys, I'm sure you guys don't want to see repetitive stuff. So let's make a different choice this time and see where that takes us from here, guys. And so let's get back into this story and get the other endings. So Kenji is asking us, are you not feeling well? So we said last time, I'm fine really. So this time I'm going to say that we're not well. I'm not. I say, as if he had flushed it out of me. Actually, it was less my physical condition and more what was on my mind, but I was hesitant to explain that to a stranger from the get-go. Kenji, guess not. Your face looks really upset. You alright? Can you get back home? Need me to take you to the station? The smile he gives me baffles me. The reason was because that smile seemed unnatural. I definitely had no recollection of him, and I've never had this much contact with a man who was not a relative. Okay. Yeah, she did mention that she doesn't do well with strangers. No need to worry. I work part-time in this building, so I'm familiar with Manten. Hey, what are you doing? Uh-oh, Himeno's coming in to save the day again. Himeno! I gasp and look up. Himeno is there carrying 2 tickets and some pamphlets. With her hands on her hips and her cheeks puffed out, Himeno glares at the man with narrowed eyes. I think the only ones allowed to hit on junior high schoolers would be high schoolers. Yes, we've had this dialogue before, but I'm sure this leads into another choice. No, I'm not trying to hit on anyone. This girl just looked unwell is all. Yep, there we go.
Mayu, what happened?
So another choice. So last time I believe we said, was it hitting on someone, as if Mayumi didn't realise she was being hit on, but clearly he kind of is at least suggesting that he's hitting on her. So this time I think we'll choose, I think it was what you'd call hitting on someone.
I think it was what you'd call hitting on someone.
Gah.
You're the worst.
Himeno pulls my arm with a jerk, pulling me backward. Then she inserts herself between the man and I.
Hey, mister.
Himeno mutters, facing the man's chest. On hearing her say mister and giving me a puzzled look, the man shows us the plastic name tag hanging from his neck. Ah, I must have forgotten to take this off.
Himeno, speaking of which, he did say he works part-time in this building. Ah, then is that his entry card or something?
He slaps his knees and rises to his feet. He probably played some kind of sport or something, because the movement as he stands looks so effortless. I'm Hyoji Kenji. I work part-time at the shop downstairs. With this entry card, I can get into Manten Aquarium at a discount.
Is it a company employee discount?
Something like that. I'm not exactly a company employee, but I get in at half off anyway, so I come here often.
Really? That's quite unexpected for you, mister.
When you become older, you'll crave those soothing experiences as well. And I'm not old enough to be a mister. Yeah, I remember Kenji snapping at being called, suggested he's old.
Now he says it. Compared to us, you're definitely old enough to be a mister.
Hiyoshi-san grimaces angrily, then sniffs in a self-deprecating manner. He appears to be a little older than a college student, so calling him old enough to be a mister is probably rude, but Himeno only said the impression he gave was pretty close. With the aquarium as a shared point of interest, Himeno's attitude towards Hiyoshi-san softens. As proof, Himeno talks with Hiyoshi-san about the shops in the building. I don't really know a lot about brands, so I sip my remaining cocoa and listen from the outside. My iced cocoa had become lukewarm cocoa.
Well, mister, are you also well versed in urban legends?
On hearing Himeno's question, my head pops up in surprise. The corners of Hiyoshi-san's mouth lift into a grin. That's rather expected for you as well. So you're interested in such things?
Of course I am. You're only young once, so you have to satisfy your curiosity. We're looking into the closed-down deep-sea fish booth. There's a rumor that it's open on the day of the full moon. Do you know anything about it?
Well, actually, we don't really know if Kenji knew too much about it, because, he went mad at a certain point in the game last time. Hiyoshi-san places his hands on his chin and looks down, grunting loudly. He glances at me, looks over at the entrance, then finally turns to Himeno and opens his mouth. I think you need to give up on that one thing. Naturally, since I'm a regular here, I often hear rumours like there are spirits floating in the tanks, or every time a person dies, the jellyfish tank increases by 1, and so on. And now we kind of get what he means by the jellyfish tank increases by 1 and so on. It's not jellyfish that increase, it's a human head fish. At least that's my theory anyway. And, spirits floating in the tanks? Yeah. Himeno-chan, the story you mentioned shouldn't be anything more than one of those rumours, but...
Stop dancing around it, just tell me!
Previously, I knew someone who went looking into this just as you girls are doing now, Himeno-chan. He went missing soon after.
Missing?
Without thinking about it, I joined that conversation. If someone has gone missing here at Manten Aquarium, it holds significance for me as well.
Is that for real?
I glance back in surprise. Himeno is still looking at him with doubt in her eyes. Hiyoshi-san listens to what Himeno said, and with a playful smile, responds, "Just kidding, it's a lie." No, it ain't. I wonder if it is a lie. Because of the words he muttered, my curiosity has been piqued. I couldn't imagine the tense face he made as he told the story of an acquaintance who went missing being faked.
That's right, but if that's the case, then this really might interest you, Mayu. I've thought from the beginning that it would be better just to give up. No way! I already bought the tickets anyway.
Yep, there's no turning back. Himeno's face shows that she's enjoying herself to the end, and she takes my arm to gently pull me closer to her. This was the signal that she was ready to go, and in my mind, I prayed that nothing would happen. Well then, wanna walk around with me? Right, if I remember correctly, this does lead to another blue choice. Yep, okay. So Hiyoshi-san calls out to Himeno, who has said later, but it's me rather than Himeno who hears him, and spins around first, so I make eye contact with Hiyoshi-san and say, right, so last time I said that's fine, but it kind of felt as if the choice didn't really matter because we still didn't end up with Kenji anyway. So I could either say no way or I think we'll pass. At this point I'm just going to outright refuse him and see what happens. I think that at this point maybe the choices don't matter and we may just skip over this bit, but we'll see what happens. So, no way.
No way.
For some reason, unaware of what I was doing, I flat out refused. On hearing my insistence, Himeno takes my hand and begins giggling.
Mayu, that made the old guy feel bad. I'm so sorry.
Realizing I had said too much after all, I turned to him and bow. Hiyoshi-san apparently mutters something in a low voice, but because of the distance between us, I can't make out what he says.
Mayu, that should finish it.
Not sure of what she meant, we headed for the gate to Manten Aquarium. The aquarium entrance is so dark that we can't see in front of us until we are inside. I can feel the cold air on my skin. I get a sensation of something heavy, causing me to rub my arm. Naturally, there is no mark indicating something has touched me, and, called back by Himeno's, "Hey, let's go!" I pass my ticket through the machine. And in we go again, guys. I don't know if we read this bit off, and also it shows where we are on the map, so this, I did think that the entrance was roughly about here, and it looks as if that's about right. In regards to humanity, life is granted to all living things by the ocean. During the period of economic prosperity, Tokyo became known as the Ocean of Death. But currently it is being revived as an ocean of blessings. Fish such as sardines and mackerel that are common to the dinner table can be seen. Oh well, okay. So, okay guys, I believe that when this video comes out, I'll have probably skipped a bunch of bits there, but it was basically all the same story. Even though we made different blue choices near the beginning, the story has played out pretty much the same. So at this point, I don't think the choices beforehand matter. But we are with when things start to get a bit fucked up in this place with these dead fish on the ground. So last time we said that she'll endure the thought of vomiting, and she didn't vomit. This time we'll say I can't take it, just in case something changes. I throw up everything that had welled up inside me. It doesn't all come up at once, taking 2-3 times of convulsing to get all of the vomit out. It was disgusting. Still, even more disgusting was the fact that the insects had gathered around my vomit as if it were a feast. Ugh, gross. What in the world was happening? Why did I have to relive these memories? I can't figure out the answer to my doubts. Not at all. I cover my eyes with both hands. I couldn't have made it if I didn't. But shutting out my vision leaves my sense of smell, causing the smell of rotten water and the stench of the dead body to become more intense. So I uncover my eyes. No. What is this? This is a place for the customers. Is it really alright for this to be here? On top of that, I was in the middle of chasing Mario, wasn't I? No, that isn't the problem. What is the problem? It's strange enough that there is a place like this in the middle of an aquarium.
Anyway, I have to get out of here.
Guys, we're gonna keep going. So with this choice, we decided to try and read a little more to get about more information about Manten Aquarium, as well as the map. So, since Himeno took the map, this is definitely going to come in handy, since Mayumi doesn't have the map. So far, there's been a few things that we've changed in terms of choices, but they haven't really directly affected the main story so far. The story is still going in the same direction at the moment, so we'll keep going, see if we can change some things. So the next choice to change is, instead of reading any more information, we're just going to say fuck it and let's get going. I closed the guidebook with a slam. Other than the map, the rest is just information introducing the aquarium and doesn't seem as if it will be of any use. I wanted to read through this later, though I don't want to part with the guidebook. I detach the map from it. Not knowing what might happen, I come to the conclusion that I don't want to carry out anything bulky.
Okay.
Suppressing my desire to sit down and read it, I return the guidebook to the seat.
Staff room. There might be someone there.
On weeknights, they hold the adult-targeted Manten Aquarium Exploratory Tour. It supposedly shows off the other side of Manten Aquarium. For that expedition, pathways that customers are normally unaware of are printed in the guidebook. According to the map, there appears to be a staff waiting area. It seems they don't stop there on the exploratory tour, but the place itself is printed on the map. If I go there, someone may be there. Looking at the map, I wonder which way I should go as I follow the route. Seems there are two paths to the staff room. The first path is through the passageway I went through earlier. The other seems to be through an underground passage connected to the inside of the shed on the stage. Even though it's labelled as underground, it's more accurate to say it's on one floor down. I still don't know how Hiyoshi-san is, so I think I should take the latter path. So, I believe we did all these choices here. The fire extinguisher led to a bad end. Move the machines with a computer. I think that's the one to proceed. I have to get away from the orca. I believe we did that as well. I think it's the next set of choices with the computer that we didn't do all of them. Yes, so if I remember correctly, we got it right first time here, where we just said use its sense of hearing, because I know that orcas have excellent use of their hearing. Their sense of hearing is excellent. Use sonar like dolphins. So in this case, we need to do both these actually, I think, to get the bad ends for them. So let's first of all try use their sense of pain. The orca have begun probing the girl with the tips of their noses. The girl provides no resistance, her mouth flapping open and closed.
This is bad. I have to...
Small but sharp teeth peek out from the small opening in the orca's mouth. The tips of its teeth seem to sparkle, and my pulse quickens. There is no time left to test another method. The sensation of pain. I have heard that fish have no sense of pain, but orca are mammals, the same as humans. There's no doubt they would have the ability to feel pain. I take my eyes off the computer and glance about my surroundings. I search for something that can serve as a weapon. I spot a mop that has fallen over in a corner of the room. I approach the mop and grab it, deciding that this will be my weapon.
If I aim for the eyes, even I can do it.
She's gonna stab the orca in the eye with the mop? Okay, it might temporarily blind them, but it's not gonna stop them, I don't think. Even I know how powerless I am, but if it's a soft spot like the eyes, I should be able to get them to fall back with this mop.
I'll save you now.
I ready myself, then leap at the orca. I thrust the opposite end of the mop at the orca in front of me. The tip of the wooden mop digs into the orca's right eye. It gives little resistance, only a soft sensation in return. Right away, fresh blood floats upward, defying gravity. It acts the same as blood flowing to the surface when you've started bleeding underwater. The orca shakes its large body as if it's moaning in pain.
Ah!
Oh, damn. You bloodied the orca's right eye. As I shout, I pierce the orca's left eye with them. Oh. We're talking about the right and I've gone for the left eye, but okay. Trembling against the squishing sensation, I put all my strength into it. Even as fear takes over, it isn't as if I can stand by without taking action. Even after seeing blood spout out from its left eye, I continue to stab it. The nerves inside the eye are connected to the brain. With the mop handle being as long as it is, I can reach the orca's brain. Oh shit, she's gonna try and totally make it, well, destroy its brain. No! No! Ah! I will kill the orca. Despite the fact that I'm the one doing the attacking, I scream. If I had just seen such a big creature at the aquarium, I would have thought how cute it was. But I have to kill it now. I push the mop into its brain, twisting it as I do so. Looking away, I twist the mop faster and faster. Damn. Graphic. I am scrambling its brains by my own hands. If I don't resolve this myself, we will both die. The orca gives no resistance and stops moving. When I pull the mop out, the left eye dangles from the still connected red muscle. Half. I did it. Somehow I killed one. Now, I just have to do the same to the other two. I steady my quickening breathing and ready the mop. I'll save you. Uh-oh. When I turn back to the girl, I'm shoved up against the wall. What? Before my eyes is a large body. It presses against my abdomen with a strength that contrasts with its cute exterior. No, it can no longer be considered cute. Having lost both eyes, the stench of blood rises from those hollow black cavities like steam. My face is dirtied, showered in that fishy-smelling blood. Its left eye, dangling from a red muscle, glares at me. What eye? The stench of a rotting corpse is already wafting off the orca's body. Reddish-brown mucus spills from its mouth. Suddenly, it feels as if something touches my hand. Something with the same feel as the scrambled brains. Ugh, gross. The mop is easily broken by the orca's body and floats around me. Uh-oh. That could be the whale's blood, or it might be Mayumi's. Unable to endure it, I cough up air. The air turns to bubbles as I look towards the ceiling. No, there is no longer a ceiling there. This is underwater. If it weren't, blood wouldn't float upwards and the mop wouldn't float about. Instead of air, I breathe in water. It's salty, seawater. I can no longer breathe. A dull sound resonates, called by the sound. Two orca follow. Ha! And she's been ripped to shreds. Kind of knew it was coming. As if playing around, two of them ram me with their bodies. My insides are jumbled. Something bitter wells up in my mouth. I vomit up something reddish-brown. It resembles the guts on an anatomical model. Oh, she puked out her stomach? The only difference is how soft this is. The orca bare their fangs. As if they've finished playing, little by little, my body is diminished. I am becoming a part of the orca. Unable to be properly consumed by the orca I was supposed to kill, my flesh spills out from its eyeballs. That's right, the eyes and mouth are connected. There's one more thing I've realized, that I'm probably already dead. Yep, well, from that kind of scenario, and the orca's hurting you like that, yeah, you definitely had all your guts crushed. Earth-shattering. Another bad end, guys. I'm pretty certain that's a new one. Yep, and we've got a dead Sayo bad end as well, because yeah, we didn't manage to save Sayo, so she probably died at that point. But considering we knew the fate of Sayo from our the first playthrough. So let's see. Earth-shattering. Yep, there was a gap there, so we filled it. So we have got one more bad end. Okay, so now we need to check out what they do when we try to use the orca's sense of smell. The orca have begun probing the girl with the tips of their noses. The girl provides no resistance, her mouth flapping open and closed.
This is bad. I have to.
Small but sharp teeth peek out from the small opening in the orca's mouth. The tips of its teeth seem to sparkle, and my pulse quickens. There is no time left to test another method. The sense of smell. No, I have to calm down. Sharks have a keen reaction to the smell of blood, so it could be the same for orca. No, that shouldn't be it. I've heard that in exchange for the development of their sense of hearing, orca hardly use their sense of sight or sense of smell. And that basically tells you you've made the wrong choice. When I take my eyes off the monitor, I spot a mop that has fallen over in a corner of the room. Orca are supposed to have the ability to sense pain. If that's the case, then that will be my weapon. Pain. Oh! Oh, right, this is just doing... Ah, alright, okay, so this is doing just the exact same scenario, so I might as well skip it. Okay, so I just got the same bad end, guys. I thought doing the other sense would cause a different bad end, but no. Apparently not. Oh well. Guys, so again, we've come back to another choice where we saved Sayo at this point from the orca, and the last time we asked her to come with us to, you know, try and find out the mysteries of Manten Aquarium, try and solve what the hell is going on, and also, you know, they obviously want to find Himeno, and they also want to find Mari if possible. So from the first ending we kind of saw what happened, but let's see if this choice changes anything. So instead, let's go together, Sayo.
We'll go together. There's no need. I don't want to run away from this place.
The girl rejects my proposition flat out, giving the impression that she would never accept. Quickening her pace, she walks back in the direction of the previous room.
But I was planning to go this way too.
Remember that bit. So yeah, that's right. In the end, moving forward means our destinations are the same. Moving at a trot, I followed the girl. Okay, so we're back here. Right. Okay, guys. So yeah, I've skipped a wee bit more. There's probably a lot of the stuff I'm recording is probably not even going to make the video because it's already stuff that we've already seen. But I wanted to start more or less from the first choice just to make sure that we definitely get everything, guys, because I want you guys to see the whole story as well as myself. So this is the choice that I think may make a difference in terms of where the story goes from here. I think this choice may trigger a different path to a different end, but I could be wrong. But last time we said we have to save Himeno, we have to save our best friend, our true friend that we love very much, and we kind of dismissed the fact that Mari was it's not likely that Mari was alive because she hasn't aged a day. Well, this time Mayumi's going to be a bit selfish and says she wants to save Mari even though she probably thinks that she's not alive. I don't know if this will change anything, so anyway, let's find out. So this time I have to save Mari. To save Mari. If I were to guess based on what was written in the diary, then Mari wandered into the closed down area of Manten Aquarium. If that's the case, I have to bring her home. Even if I flee this Manten Aquarium to save Himeno, I can't just leave Mari behind. There's no way I can prioritize one over the other. Even so, I have to move forward.
Time to go.
As I say this, I reach for the door to the staff room. Completed that section. So, at this point, it looks as if we may have triggered a different path. Possibly Mayumi is going to different areas now since she's made finding Mari her key goal. But let's keep going to find out. So I may have said that I was going to test out if you got a different ending due to choosing Mari to save, with the whole going through the entranceway without Himeno or Mari. It didn't change the bad end. It was still the bad end where she did mention that she couldn't find Mari, but it mainly lent towards the upset over Himeno not being able to get her back. So here we are with the next choice. So the two of us both dying or getting hurt would just be stupid. So Sayo is saying, we just can't be friends and stuff like that. So last time we said that she's a meanie, quoting Mako, but now this time we'll say, I got it.
Got it. Oh, you're so sincere. I don't think you're mistaken in what you said. Well, I'll wait for you without worry. Okay.
Right, and okay, here we are, we're back in the souvenir shop where we had some fun with some frogs and toads, guys. I strained my eyes in the darkness. It bears the name Hiyoshi Kenji. Right, okay, so here's the next choice, guys, where last time we decided to say it's Kenji-san. Just because I thought maybe that would lead to something good, because Kenji's always before he went mad, and also kind of when he went mad, he wanted people to notice him. He wanted people to call him by his first name, but Himeno and Mayumi didn't know him, so they didn't. So we found a badge in the souvenir shop. It bears the name Hiyoshi Kenji, proving that Kenji was a staff member in the souvenir shop. So we chose it's Kenji-san last time. This time we're going to say it's Hiyoshi-san.
This is Hiyoshi-san's.
It's the same as the employee ID that Hiyoshi-san had before we entered Manten Aquarium. There's no picture on it, so it's just words, but I remember it. So, at this rate, things will only intensify. I realised that we'll have to stop them. So last time we did say stop her, but this time we'll just observe the situation. No, I don't want to get pulled into this. I reconsider my decision. That girl said it strongly herself, that she wanted to be alone. Surely she would hate it if I intervened. If things escalate, it's a different story, but for now I decide to watch over their actions. Their quarrel continues, the girl using hand gestures to get Saginuma-san's attention. In contrast, she merely looks down on the girl. From my perspective as an outsider, it doesn't look like she's even paying attention. Yeah, so far the dialogue's pretty much the same. Ugh, still can't get over those eyes, those kind of dead fish eyes, where it's either menacing or they're freaked out.
What could have happened?
What in the world could have happened to bring them to such a climax? Though I have many questions, it's unlikely that I'll get any answers. Uh-oh, and Sayo's reacting to something. A sad expression appears on the girl's face for a moment, then she looks away from Saginuma-san. At almost the same time, the composure leaves Saginuma-san's face. She creases her brow and opens her eyes wide, her nose twitching. Oh god, that face. That's creepy as hell, guys. Something has touched a nerve, getting her attention. Even without sound, that much is clear to me. And this is when she kills her.
Huh? Wait!
Without thinking about it, I pound on the wall. However, this doesn't cause so much as a ripple, leaving me cut off from the two of them. This time, Saginuma-san hits the girl, then she immediately grabs the nape of the girl's neck and throws her into the wall of the tank. There is no sign of the impact. And this CG again. Not the most pleasant one in the whole game. Back here in the director's office where the malicious red Manten Aquarium, the phenomena is about to take hold and the room is going to start filling up with the fish swimming and floating in the air in invisible water kind of thing. So we've come back to this. So last time I believe we said stick around. I can't remember if we did choose leave the room, so I'm going to do that. Oh, I don't think we've actually covered this, guys. Oh, so basically she's grabbed the desk to get her footing. She's still maintaining her balance a little bit. She gets up to the door. She's tried moving it and it can't. So can't move it. The one way in and out won't budge. Egg! I cough up the remaining oxygen in my lungs in shock when the door refuses to open. My body is nonchalantly overcome with the sensation of floating. Just at that, I lose consciousness. This is... No longer being of this world, I become aware of something strange. Then my soul is pulled into a large container. Deep red emotions. So this must be a representation of the red Manten Aquarium, the malice. And her soul is trapped within all the other souls trapped. It isn't just me, but numerous souls dominated by malice. Now I no longer have my original form, instead becoming nothing more than one part of a whole moulding into a colony. It's all over now. The me that was me is finished. So actually I think we hadn't done that one. I think, yeah, Amongst the Gears 1. Interesting. So yes, that is a new bad end. So that is another new bad end, guys. So there we go. And another dead Mayumi. How many times she died in the game, guys? I might try and count it up and maybe add it in. So let's just have a look in here. Yeah, Amongst the Gears 1, so the next one must be Amongst the Gears 2. So there's definitely another bad end for us to obtain from this scenario. So let's get right back in there and find it. This choice here, the next one, guys, where we may need to change our decision, is... oh, something just fell on the floor there. Whoops. Every little noise, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but every little noise you hear around you when you're playing a horror game. But anyway, so by a murder, could she have meant... So obviously the correct answer that we used was the director's accident, but this time we should suggest, is it about Mari? No. There's no mistaking that Mari's disappearance is related to Manten Aquarium, but that isn't what I need right now. Oh. The director's accidental death was caused by the error in the deep sea fish booth that had also caused all the other deaths. Either way, what if it wasn't an accident? What if the whole thing was targeted at someone? I can see what caused the closing down of Manten Aquarium, the bitter intent against the one who killed them. In other words, regret and a grudge. I bore great fear and anxiety towards Manten Aquarium, but if my way of thinking is correct, then what I should be afraid of isn't the aquarium, but the deceits that have taken on its form.
Maybe so. There are so many rumors, though. Seeing a man's ghost in the tanks, the deep sea fish booth being open only on the day of a full moon, that all of the water changes into blood, or that you can hear it crying from the back of the tanks.
Yep, so, right. Okay. So, with these choices here, this is where we may get quite a few of our other bad endings. So, or at least the Amongst the Gears 2 bad ending. So if I remember correctly, we got this choice correct first time. So reach for the door, we know definitely doesn't work, but we may have to choose it. But let's choose reach for my pocket first. My own body has taken on buoyancy and is floating around. This entire room is now underwater. It doesn't just have water in it, but is in water. So trying to control my wavering body, I search my pocket. My fingers feel something and I pull it out. It is the keychain with the starfish charm. A sticker photo is attached to the back.
Director, if you can hear me from somewhere, watch this.
A bubble as big as my mouth leaps out. The red bubble rises up through the interval between the air and the water. I cover my nose and mouth with my left hand and hoist the keychain up high. My lungs are at the limits. The results of my defiance will be life or death. My conviction is nothing more than a mistake. I die by suffocation. However, I die by suffocation. This is the last bit of air in my lungs. Last bit of air in my lungs. This little red bubble climbing to the heavens, along with my memories. The inside of my head is becoming murky. There isn't enough oxygen. I'll die. In just a matter of seconds, I will drown to death.
Stop this, Father.
Oh! Oh, I've triggered the... Oh. Alright. Try the bookshelf this time. Something on the bookshelf. Hoping against hope, I tried to control my wobbling body and reach out my hand. I touched the books. Something, anything would be good. I searched for something to help me overcome this situation. Not business administration, not architecture. Choose a heavy subject. Those aren't the kind of books I need. Gah. During this time, air slips from my nose in the form of bubbles. However, I'm still okay. I plug up my nose with my left hand and search the bookshelf with my right. Heavy books, thick books, I fling them all off the shelf. The books float for a second in the water, then sink right away. Once a book falls, I put it out of mind. What I'm looking for is a clue to get through this place. Gah! Air is leaving my body. I don't watch the bubbles as they float up. It's not just bubbles, but the equivalent of my life. Watching it vanish could really shatter my mind. If I have even a hint, I'll be fine. To address the director, a hint is all. Then a ray of hope appears for a brief second. Just as I think my air supply won't last any longer, a piece of paper that had been lodged in a book passes before my eyes. On top of the paper are two silhouettes, an adult and a child, a man and a girl, a faded photograph. One of them is a man past middle age wearing an impeccable suit. The colours of his clothing are the same as Saganuma Reiko's. I'm convinced that this is the director.
That's right.
Having relaxed for a second, the corners of my mouth loosen as well. The bubble that leaves my mouth starts to flow in the water. That slight current of water lifts the photograph towards the water's surface.
Wait.
I can no longer continue breathing. That picture was my last clue, my last chance to speak with the resounding voice of the director. I chased the picture, swimming higher and higher. Assisted by the buoyancy supporting my body, swimming up is easy. The picture is higher and higher still. With my right arm stretched out, I follow the picture towards the surface, as high as it can go. Huh? Was the room always this big? She's in the ocean. Unable to sense the ceiling, I just keep going up through the water. The picture is very far away, disappearing as it goes higher and higher. Huh? What was it with that picture in the first place? My vision is nothing but deepest blue, my previous focus no longer visible. Huh? Is this enough? I should need oxygen, but right now, I don't feel the slightest pain for being unable to breathe. Melting into the blue, my consciousness is freed. You're dead. That's right, long ago I became a part of the wavering water's flow. Where did I begin, and where do I end? Only the things I think are keeping me connected. That too will end. It's mysterious, or so that's how I feel. Another bad end, guys. You and me. There is no difference between us. We are but one larger flow. The things we can feel are larger than we ever could imagine. Something is here, carrying with it something I've lost. Some sort of form has come. Amongst the Gears 2, and achievement unlocked, red. So I think that means I've seen 75% of the bad ends now. So getting there, guys. So once again, unfortunately, Mayumi dies. Another bad end, guys. So if one of these decisions doesn't trigger a different part of the story soon, then I'm not sure how we progress. But yep, there's if I show this on screen, there is Amongst the Gears 2. So I'm gonna go back to where we made those decisions, because there is one we didn't choose, which was reaching for the door. I think. Oh, Amongst the Gears 3. Ah, so there was another bad end. Well, it led to the same scenario, but actually it did turn out to be another bad end. That's interesting. So I did skip that bit, but I could tell by the pictures that it was the same dialogue as Amongst the Gears 1. It's just the fact that we chose the option at the next decision point. So, oh well, that's just got 3 new bad ends. So 1, 2, 3. Only 5 more bad ends to find, guys. So that's kind of interesting, anyway. Now this might trigger something different. It might trigger a different end, though. So, well then, I have to walk on. So, in the original playthrough, we chose to head for the deep sea fish booth because we wanted to get answers about the malicious Manten Aquarium after everything the director had told us, and also if there was any chance of finding Mari to at least talk to her. We went there to find information, and also to find information about Saganuma Reiko and him, the director, being murdered by her, to find any information about that. But this time what we'll do at this point is return to Himeno's side and see if anything happens. I've run all over Manten Aquarium, returning to the stage. She was meant to be lying down on a blue tarp, but she's sitting back in the chair again. Having reached the shed on the edge, I caress Himeno's form as she lies on her back. She's alive. For that alone, I'm incredibly happy. Herc! Are you okay? Her face red and feverish. Himeno seems to be suffering. There seems to be some change. She is no longer spewing out the parasites that were consuming her body. Could it have stopped? The parasites' strange propagation and assault. Maybe they were linked to the grudge of Manten Aquarium. Yes. Now that the director has crossed over, maybe the so-called curse has vanished as well. In other words, at this point, Himeno has been freed from this absurdity. Now all that's left is to get her out of here, take her to the hospital, get her on an IV, and restore her strength. Let's go. Let's get going. But I can't carry you on my own. Physically, there's little I can do. At times like this, I regret my own lack of motor skills. I glance around the room, looking for something that can help. This is it. There is a hand truck for moving boxes. They probably have large tools and such on hand for the shows. I can do it. With this, we can make it. I call out to the suffering Himeno many times. I bring the hand truck over to Himeno and somehow set her on top of it. From there, I get a vigorous start. We charge through a route with few ups and downs, heading for the gate. The hand truck is slicker than expected, so I push it with all my might. Okay. It's only been a 5-minute dash. Having reached the finish line unharmed, I stand completely still before several turnstiles, one right next to the other.
Finally, we made it here.
In just a number of steps, I'll be able to save Himeno. If that's the case, I can keep going. At the moment we pass through the ticket gate, it feels as if we're enveloped in light. Together with Himeno, I head past the light. Okay guys, so this is kind of triggering the ending a little bit earlier. But I wonder if anything changes at this point. Oh. Okay. This does not look good, and based on the music, it does not sound like it's a good situation we're coming into. A week has passed since that dramatic escape. There was no change in my physical health, and the weakened Himeno is in the hospital even now.
I came to pay you a visit, Himeno.
Lately, I visit her hospital room every day. Every time I go to see her, she is so happy.
Haha, thanks, Mayu.
Looking at the sickly Himeno is painful. If I could, I'd get her out of the hospital right away.
Well, it seems they have to keep me a little longer for observation, so just wait a little longer.
Lying on the bed, Himeno smiles at me. I don't remember if it started that day or not. Despite the fact that she is hospitalized, Himeno's condition has deteriorated. The malice, the red Manten Aquarium conditions phenomenon followed them out. Even after a month has passed, Himeno has lost her enthusiasm from just before her escape from Manten Aquarium. As each day passes, her condition worsens. At the suggestion of Himeno's parents, she has changed hospitals, but her circumstances don't seem to have improved.
Himeno?
I don't know how much time has passed. It's probably been half a year since we escaped the red Manten Aquarium. The amount of words Himeno says has drastically decreased, and it has become difficult for her to eat on her own.
Himeno, why?
I wanted us to eat ice cream together. We had so many fun things ahead of us. My heart overflows from its very core with thoughts and feelings.
Smile once more.
I don't know how many times I've said these words in this hospital room. However, she shows no hint of a reaction. Himeno's attending physician says quite bluntly that the cause is probably something unknown to science at present. Then doesn't that mean I wasn't able to save Himeno? Yes.
No, I don't want us to say goodbye here.
It doesn't matter how many years it takes, if I can see that smile again. So please. Uh-oh. Where salvation lies. Another bad end, so I guess that means Himeno eventually died. Yep. Bad end for Himeno. Excuse me. Damn it. But I kind of had a feeling it was going that way. It was a red choice, and I knew we had to cover it, so. Now, back with Mayumi in the deep sea fish booth, where she's looking for answers in relation to, well, the phenomenon that's affected Manten Aquarium, as well as Mari, and kind of more information based on the director's murder and Sayo's murder. So with this choice, I believe we said at first that the lights were pretty, so we'll just say it's a light this time and see what happens. Called by the light, I move forward. But I know. Having gotten close enough to touch the light, my movements seem to be off. The ball of light before my eyes has begun dodging me.
A deep sea fish, eh?
That much I can understand. A football fish, perhaps the most famous of the deep sea fish. It emits light, even in the depths of the deep sea, slyly awaiting its prey. But I am no longer prey. Okay, perhaps that choice didn't matter, guys. The end of the game again. Oh. Oh, okay. Right, I think we are getting the exact same end, guys. Yeah. So, okay. So the story has continued the way it originally was, but we have got some new bad ends. So it's not a complete waste, this episode, guys. But yeah, so there is definitely there are other good ends to find. There are certainly some other bad end decisions, which I believe must be based on the new scenarios that we must find. Based on the true ends, there must be more. And also, I will show on the screen, we've completed the first couple of screens of CGs and a couple on the third screen. There's one on the fourth screen, which is the bad ends, but there is definitely more CGs. So there definitely must be more to the story. People talk about a new game or new game plus, so I'm assuming you must just click start in order to start that. And also, I believe up to this point I have all the bad ends I can possibly get on the current run through I've done. So these last 4 bad ends are triggered by the new stuff which is involved with starting a new game completely. So it looks as if we will have to play the game all the way through twice. So this episode, as we've been recording for almost 2 hours, probably less than half of that will be used in the actual video, guys, but we at least got some more of the bad endings and a little bit of additional dialogue, so I will put those into the video and skip anything that we've already seen, because I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see stuff that we've already seen. So as this has been quite a long one, I'm going to call it right here, guys, and we'll see what happens next time. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a massive, big, beautiful thumbs up. Also, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. It really helps me out, and I will continue this story to the other endings, as we've now learned how to do it. It's a bit of a strange way. You have to, it sounds as if you have to start a new game from scratch, and then more information will become available based on the game knowing you've got one of the true ends already. So that's good to know, I guess. So, and more choices and more scenarios will come up, so look forward to that in the next episode, guys. And also more content to follow for the other games. So, but and if you've got anything you want to ask me, or anything you want to say in the comments, or any feedback, it's always greatly appreciated. Look forward to reading comments. So anyway, guys, we will continue this in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.